Out together!
Yeah!
Out together, Africans! Yeah! As some is saying, it was an opportunity for me to give my solidarity today, and as the brethren big up the bubble them to keep the order, I salute them and I don't shoot them. God Almighty know that, you know. So we're there today in the solidarity to get money for them people our own way, and we need them to give it to we know. Yeah? So repatriation, emancipation, you with me? So in the order of the African ancestors, I'm saying to you, my brothers and sisters, don't get discouraged because Africa have a bright future for we. I've been there. I've been to East Africa, North Africa, West Africa. I've been there, my brothers and sisters, and the grass is greener on the other side. So repatriation is a must. What we say? What we say? Repatriation is a must. What we say, Africans? So I'm thanking Quaker to give me the opportunity to give my solidarity and put my foot in the stand because I'd rather come and road than stay in my yard and get old. So Quaker, give thanks again, you know. Blessed, my brother. You up there, yellow! Our solidarity message from the Cherry Tree Trust Foundation, my family member, my cousin, yeah, the son of Cherry Gross, who was shot by the police in 1985. Yes, and we are seeing reparations for that too. Yes, so Lee, come say something to the people. Yes, greetings, people. I didn't go last year. Today was the first time I went on the march, and I was there as a spectator, seeing how things were in the background, and it was nice to see. It was a nice feeling to be a part of this. And I know there's people that feel like slavery happened so long ago. What has it got to do with us today? And we must always remember what our ancestors went through in order for us to be here today. If it wasn't for their resilience and their fight against the oppressors, we wouldn't be here today. So we must pay our respects to what's going on today, and we must demand reparations because it's what we deserve. It's still happening today. My mum was shot almost 30 years ago in Brixton in her house in front of her children, which caused the Brixton uprisings. And I respect my people them for getting up and rising up on that day and saying no more, we weren't going to take no more from the system, right? I was 11 years old at the time, so I couldn't come out on the streets. So you see, any opportunity that there is to be a part of what's going on, I'm here, because I couldn't do it when I was a kid, but I can do it now, yeah? We're still going through things. Last year we went through an inquest, right? And right now we're demanding reparations from them, right? And we will not stop fighting until we get what we want, yeah? So rise up, my people, yeah? All right. Me have one of my young student, my son. He have a little fire in his body still. And sometimes I have to tame him, you know? Because his fire, me is water. And when him young now, so I'm stronger than me. So when he rise up and him get fire, he say, you man, remember saying me a water, you know, me wet you up. So, Brother Extra, who was part of the head of security, along with Olo and a gun, they were running the security and the steward to protect us today. So make a rise him up! Give thanks, and I want to give thanks to everybody that showed up today, because it's important. What we do for our children and our future is important, and it's time that we take control of it. So all I'm here to ask you today is for a minimum donation of £2 each, so we can set up a school fund, because we need to build an African cultural heritage centre in this place for our children, and we need to be in control of it. We need to be in control of their education, and that's all I've got to say really. I give thanks for everyone's support, everyone's strength, but just know there's donation bottles going around, and we ask for £2 minimum from everyone that's here, and we will give a full account of what we have, what we make, and we are going for a building, for a school, nothing less. End of. You notice when the marks for 2 pounds, everybody go silent. Yeah, we notice that, and that's not a problem. Yeah, you know, see the man them down there, I give William Hill more than 2 pounds every day. And I give William Hill more than 2 pounds, and they don't have 2 pounds to give for them own liberation. Babylon not give you nothing, you have to take it. You remember that, you have to take it. Anyway, we're going to call up Sister Jendai. Now Sister Jendai, they come all the way from Bristol. So we have people from Bristol, Manchester, Leicester, and Birmingham. Now we yell them up! Yell them!
Greetings, brothers and sisters, royal elders, children, agents and spies, because we know you're there too. I greet you on behalf of the Global African People's Parliament. And I want to convey an important message around this notion of unity, because we talk about it, and we've talked about it for decades. We can even define it. We have defined it for decades. What we do not have is a tangible plan to move that unity into something which we call nationhood. Nationhood does not mean you saying you are African and me saying I am African and this person and that person agreeing with us. There has to be more. We have to be looking at this in a very tangible way. One of the aspects of Repair Nation or reparations is that sense of establishing ourselves as a nation. Because right now, our highest form of identity, legally recognized, is that on our passport and nothing more. So you can be Ghanaian, Jamaican, whatever. When stuff happens to us here, nobody, not even African leaders, are coming to our aid. That is because we do not, and we have not, any recognition under international law as a nation. The Global African People's Parliament has established itself this year to establish and to campaign and to raise awareness to do exactly that. We are talking about not just a social and a spiritual strategy. We're talking about a political and a legal strategy which binds us together as an African heritage community with international recognition. The same thing that the Jews have and the Muslims have, their protection under their own religion, we need to have that protection as a dispossessed people all over the diaspora and on the continent of Africa as well. Because whatever people may feel, we are not one people when we are defining ourselves by our colonial boundaries or according to whatever passport we may hold. So I'm bringing today an important message from the Global African People's Parliament about our sense of nationhood and our need for a mission towards establishing ourselves as an African heritage community for national self-determination. So this is not where we are now, it's where we need to be. We can define unity, we can say we're Africans, but nobody is listening to us. The Global African People's Parliament wants to bring us to a place where they cannot ignore us on the international stage as a people. So it's very important because unity is not about everyone agreeing and everyone thinking the same. It's about coming together on points of unity, irrespective of which mansion and which spiritual house one belongs to, political party one belongs to. You cannot become a nation of people just by talking to your African neighbors. We have to engage with the powers that be. You can't just talk to each other anymore. We have done that for decades without success. We need to move to a place now where we can sign our census forms as Africans as part of a movement to say we are an emerging nation from a dispersed people. The Cornish people have established themselves as a national minority under law, EU law. That is just Cornwall, brothers and sisters. They have their own flag, they have their own language, they have the right to establish schools and preach their culture and teach their culture. As Cornish people, we don't even have that level of recognition. So the Global African People's Parliament is saying we need to educate ourselves. One of the core principles that we operate on is education for mobilization. We're not looking for people to just sit down on a mailing list, okay? We're not looking for people to just come to meetings. We need to start to take action around this particular point of nationhood. So I appeal to you today, brothers and sisters, that when we make the call, we would appreciate that you answer. Because if you're not wanting to sign up as an African heritage community person of national self-determination, but you instead want to benefit from when that status is established, that is wrong. That is wrong. So we all have to play a role. We all have to educate ourselves around what it means to be a nation that has international recognition under international law. Not just me are African, you are African. So with that, brothers and sisters, I thank you for listening to us today. I thank you for your participation. Check our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter also. Global African People's Parliament. Keep that.
I want you to pay attention to what the sister just said, you know. Take in these messages that's been given to you. But they're very, very serious messages. And especially to the young people and the children that is here. Because it's you we're dealing with. Because we there now, we are feeling like fun in our life. It's on our time. We're trying to pave the way for you. So pay attention. Yeah? Pay attention. Now without further ado, I'm going to bring Brother Kilimanjaro. Yeah, I'm going to come and say a little solidarity message. And then after that, we're going to bring in...
I greet to you all, my brothers and sisters. One of the most common things we have in common is that today I recognize the fact that I have literally seen my father's face in each and every one of you. I have also seen my mother's face in each and every one of you. Listen, I buried my father in the year 2000. Today, I see people that look just like my father. We must bridge the gap. I buried my mother. We must bridge the gap. I see my mother today in each and every woman's face today. My brothers and sisters, education is important from the African perspective. We must educate ourselves, know ourselves, and bridge the gap from the African perspective. My brothers and sisters, can I just say, to put this match together, it wasn't easy. There was a lot of meetings, a lot of talks, a lot of misunderstandings. But one common thing is we've agreed to come together today and make sure that it happened. And I'd like to congratulate all the people who actually got involved in the meetings that we held to make this thing possible today. I give thanks to see each and every one of you here today. Thank you so much for coming up, and I thank you all. And also I'd like to thank Galaxy Radio for keeping it real. Thank you so much.
Yeah.